Good afternoon, dear students. In our previous session, we have started lesson number 5, that is ocean currents. Okay. In this, we studied this with the help of experiment and all. How the currents are generated, how the upward and horizontal currents are generated. Okay, and then we studied that ocean water is divided into two parts based on the depth, surface water and deep water. Okay. Later we studied with the help of this example. We receive heat. Okay. Ocean water receives heat from the sun. It is the natural source of heat, right? Then we studied about the horizontal ocean current. How are they formed? Okay. And the discharge of water in the oceans is measured in square drop unit. It is equivalent to 1 million cubic meter per second discharge. Okay, the horizontal flow of ocean water occurs as warm and cold currents. Okay, so this horizontal flow of ocean water occurs as warm and cold currents, and these currents are pushed to long distances by the planetary winds. Okay, then we studied this map. Okay, we studied about the ocean currents in this. Here the ocean currents are marked with blue and pink color. The pink color is they are the warm ocean currents, whereas the one in blue, they are cold ocean currents. And now today we are going to learn the effects. Okay, the effects of ocean currents on human life and all. We are going to study this in detail. Okay, so first of all, let's study now. Here the ocean currents, okay, we know very well they are formed due to the differences in temperature, density and planetary winds. Okay, these ocean currents, they are formed due to what? Due to the differences, due to the temperature differences, density and planetary winds. So in addition to these factors, okay, in addition to these factors, the following reasons are also responsible for the direction of flow of ocean currents. Okay, children, there are some other reasons also which are responsible for the direction of flow of ocean currents and their velocity. We know very well what is velocity. Okay, we know very well, we are learning this since what? Since 7th standard, 6th standard, we are learning about velocity. Okay, yes, it is what? It is the speed with respect to the direction. Okay, so now here, what is rotation? Here we are going to study the factor, that is rotation. One of the factor, that is rotation of the earth. We know very well, children, earth rotates around its own axis and it revolves around the sun, right? So here, because of the rotation of the earth, the ocean currents move in the clockwise direction. In where? In the northern hemisphere. Okay, children, so what? In the northern hemisphere, these ocean currents move in the clockwise direction. And because of whom? Because of the rotation of the earth. And they move in the anti-clockwise direction, in the opposite direction, in the southern hemisphere. Okay, children, so because of the earth's rotation, as earth is rotating around its own axis, so these ocean currents are moving in the clockwise and anti-clockwise direction in the northern hemisphere as well as in southern hemisphere respectively. Okay, now next factor is what? Next factor is continental structure. Okay, continental structure is what now we will study. According to the alignment of the coastline. Okay, children, according to the alignment of the coastline, the direction of the ocean current changes. Okay, the direction, okay, the flow, in the way they are flowing, in which direction the ocean currents are flowing, it changes because of the alignment of the coastline. So the velocity of the ocean current, okay, the velocity of the ocean current is around its speed. Okay, the velocity of the ocean current is around 2 to 10 kilometer per hour. Okay, what is the velocity of the ocean current? It moves with the speed of 2 to 10 kilometer per hour. Okay, so in 1 hour it moves with the speed of 2 to 10 kilometer. Okay, so the ocean currents are divided into two types, that is That is what cold currents and warm currents, which we have studied previously only. Now see children, here the ocean currents of the Indian Ocean. Now they work. This Indian Ocean, it has a certain different pattern as compared to the ocean currents of Pacific and Atlantic Ocean. Okay. Now we will study this in detail. Okay, about the patterns of Indian Ocean, how these actually they move. Okay, how they move in a particular direction. We'll study. So there is a similarity between the patterns of the ocean currents of the Pacific as well as the Atlantic Ocean. But the flow of ocean currents of Indian Ocean are different. Okay, Indian Ocean, the flow of the ocean currents which are present in the Indian Ocean, they are different. Their way of moving. Okay, their flow is different as compared to the Pacific and Atlantic Ocean. The Indian Ocean is landlocked in the north. Okay, in the north side, what is happening? It is what the Indian Ocean is landlocked. Okay, the equator divides. We know very well that the equator divides this ocean. Okay, this Indian Ocean into two parts. That is northern as well as the southern. In the two parts, it is dividing. Now here, the monsoon winds, okay children, the monsoon winds influence this ocean tremendously. This ocean is actually getting affected more by the monsoon winds. The Indian Ocean is getting influenced by the monsoon winds. Here, these winds change their direction. These winds change their direction according to the season. So now how the winds present in the Indian Ocean, okay, how they change their direction according to the season. So in the northern part of the Indian Ocean, current flows in the clockwise direction. How are they flowing? They are flowing in the clockwise direction in summer season. Okay, so in the northern part of the Indian Ocean, the ocean currents, they flow in the clockwise direction in the summer season. While in the winter season, they flow in the opposite direction. Means they are what? They are flowing in the opposite. They are flowing in the anti-clockwise direction. Why? Because of the reversal of monsoon winds. Okay, because of they are getting influenced by the monsoon winds. So because of the monsoon winds, what happens? These ocean currents which are present in the Indian Ocean in the northern part, they move in the anti-clockwise direction in the winter season. Okay, so now here, moving ahead, what are the effects of ocean, okay, ocean surface currents on human life? How it affects these ocean currents, okay, these ocean surface currents, how they affect the human life, we are going to study in detail now. Ocean currents especially affect the climate of the regions. Okay, children, the ocean currents, they affect the climate of a particular region having proximity to the sea, okay, which are nearest to the sea. What happens? They affect the climate of that particular region. In cold regions, okay, in the cold regions where warm ocean currents flow. See, children, in the cold regions, we know very well how they are traveled, how the ocean currents are traveled. Okay, what happens in the cold regions where the warm ocean currents are flowing? Climate becomes warmer in that region. The climate becomes warmer in the cold region. In some regions, the amount of precipitation increases. Okay, we know the term precipitation, right? Okay, we have been learning this since 6th standard. Okay, so now here, see children, for example, warm ocean currents flowing near the Western Europe, Southern Alaska and Japanese coast reduce the intensity of winters there and make them warmer. Now see, because of the warm ocean currents which are flowing in these regions, in regions such as Western Europe, Southern Alaska and Japanese coast, what is happening? They reduce the intensity of winter. Okay, generally in winter, we know very well the temperature is what it is. It is what? It is cold. Okay, it is it is lower as compared to the summer seasons. Okay, so what happens, they reduce the intensity of winters in these regions and they make these regions warmer. Okay, why? Because in these regions warm ocean currents are flowing. So because of this, what happens, these ports do not freeze in winters. Okay, so in winter season what happens, the ports which are there present in these region, they do not freeze. Freeze means what? The temperature in this region does not go below 0 degrees Celsius. The ice is not formed in these regions. Okay, so see, the regions where the warm ocean currents are flowing, in the cold regions, the climate becomes what? The climate becomes warmer as warm ocean currents are flowing in these regions. Okay, and the amount of precipitation also in some regions, the amount of precipitation also increases. Now here, moving ahead, if children see, if the ocean currents had the ocean currents been absent, if they are absent, what will happen? The ocean water would have remained still, right? If these warm and cold ocean currents, they were absent. Okay, so the ocean water would have remained still, right? There won't be any changes taking place in that regions. Okay, we won't be observing any changes. The water would have remained still, right? Okay, so in such water, what happens? The biotic components would have been devoid of food. Okay, children, what happens? The biotic components, okay, who would have been devoid, okay, devoid of food. So because of this, what happens? Marine life and its ecosystem would have been limited in its extent. Means we would have seen the plants and animals which are living in that region. Okay, it means under the water and all, that would have been limited. Okay, in its extent. Okay, in its extent. Okay, so see, devoid means deprived. Okay, they would have been devoid of food, they would have not getting food. Okay, yes. Now see, here, in regions where the cold and warm currents meet, see, we know very well, we have studied about planktons and all. Planktons are what? They are the food for the fishes, right? Okay, so we have seen this, that the planktons, okay, where the region in which they are growing. Okay, so what will happen, as it is a food for the fishes and all. Okay, what happens, they will be observed in that region more. Okay, right? They will be seen in that region in more numbers. Obviously, why? Because they are getting their food, right? So what happens in this case? This actually leads to what? This leads to the increase, okay, increase in the fisheries and all, right? Fisheries, what? It is the occupation, okay, of sea. Yes, here. Yes, so I was telling you about here. See, so in these regions, as what happens, see, as fish come here in large numbers and breed. Why? Because for their food purpose and all. So this leads to what? This leads to the development, okay, and the growth of fisheries in that region. Means what? The occupation, fisheries is what? The occupation or industry of catching fishes. Okay, so in this region, it leads to the formation of large fishing grounds in these regions. Okay, so in regions where the cold and warm current meets, plankton, vegetation, algae, etc. are grow. They actually grow in this region. Okay, so this is the food for the fish. So therefore, what will happen? Fish will come here in large numbers and they will breed. Okay, breed means they are going to reproduce. Okay, in that region. Okay, the reproduction process will take place in more, okay, in larger proportion. Okay, so this has what? This has in turn led to the formation of large fishing grounds in these regions. Okay, like I told you, fisheries, they will thrive in that region, they will grow and the development will take place in that region. Grand Bank near the North America coast, okay, North American coast in Atlantic Ocean, and Dogger Bank near the European coast are some of the examples of it. Okay, so in these regions, See, these are the examples. The Grand Bank near the North American coast in Atlantic Ocean and Dogger Bank near the European coast. They are the some examples where we can find they are what in this region large fishing grounds are seen. Okay. Now here, see children, with respect to the water transport too. Okay. Now let's see about this region. Okay. With respect to the water transport too, the ocean currents are very important. Okay. These ocean currents play a very important role. Yes, these ocean currents play a very important role for the water transport also. So here, if the transportation is done according to the flow of ocean currents, see just children, just see, according to the flow of these warm and cold ocean currents, if the transportation is taken place, the speed of the ships increases, right? See, as per the flow of the ocean currents, what will happen? The speed of the ships will also increase, and the fuel, okay, the fuel which is used for the which is used in those ships, okay, that too will be saved. Why? Because see, as they are actually as these ships are actually flowing, okay, they are actually, the transportation is done according to the flow of ocean currents. Okay, so what happens? The speed increases, their speed will increase, the speed of the ships increases, and because of that we can actually save the fuel also. Okay, so near the coast where the cold currents flow, the amount of precipitation is low. Okay, children, see. So near the coast where the cold currents flow. Yes, children, precipitation is what? It is what? When we know very well condensation process, when actually the gas gets converted into liquid or what, or the snowy particles and all. Okay, so when they fall on the earth's surface, when this showering takes place on the earth's surface, this process is called as what? Precipitation, right? So near the coast where the cold currents flow, okay, near the coastal region where these cold currents are flowing, the amount of precipitation is low. Okay, the amount of the precipitation process is very low in that region. So in Peru, Chile, and in the arid desert of Southwest Africa, these are the examples. Okay, now see children, here moving ahead, at places where the cold and warm currents meet, okay children, when they converge at these places, okay, when the warm ocean currents and the cold ocean currents, when they meet at a certain point, okay, thick fog is formed. Okay, the thick fog is actually formed in that particular region, which I have told you in a previous session only, right? So here, such fogs create problems for transportation. Obviously, we won't be able to see properly, right? Because of the fog, because of the thick fog which is formed in that region. So what happens? The transportation process, there will be a problem created. So here, see, it creates a problem, okay? To carry out the transportation process, these fogs, they create a problem, okay? The warm Gulf Stream and the cold Labrador currents meet near the Newfoundland Island, okay? They meet where? They converge where? They meet at near the Newfoundland Island. Okay, so this leads to dense fog in this region. Why? Because the warm Gulf Stream, warm ocean current, and the cold Labrador currents, they are meeting near the Newfoundland Island. Okay, they are meeting at this place. So what will happen when the cold and warm currents meet? A dense fog will create. Okay, so in this Newfoundland island, a dense fog is seen. Okay, so because of the cold currents, okay, because of the cold currents, icebergs are carried away from the polar areas. Now what is happening, children? See, now because of the cold currents, as they are flowing in that region, the icebergs are carried away from the polar areas. Okay, they are carried away from the polar areas. If such icebergs come along the marine routes, okay, when these icebergs, what happens when when they come along these marine routes, okay, they are hazardous to the ships. Okay, obviously if the ship comes in contact, means if the ship is traveling and it comes in contact with the icebergs and all, it is going to create a problem, it is going to be dangerous for the ship. Okay, so it is actually it will create a problem, it is dangerous for the ships to while traveling in that particular region. Okay, so see children, so because of the cold currents, the icebergs, they are carried away from the polar areas, they move, they are carried away from that polar areas, and when come along the marine routes, and if the fish come in contact with them, it can be dangerous for the ships. Okay, yes. Now here children, today we will stop here, and in our next session we are going to complete the remaining topics.